Learn how. You with me? So make a decision. We're going to look here and say if it's to be, it's up to me. Now.
Wow. Good morning.
Good morning. We're sweeping this low right now already.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I tried to hop in here, but I could not get in. So I had no audio, but yeah, that's what it looks like. We're going down there for the low. I heard somebody say, yeah, it's a trap. We just went down to VWAP and round level 400. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Very good.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Top of the morning.
Ken, I noticed you posted the new deal that they have out there now. Trader Bait or Apex rather.
Can't hear you, Ken.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, they did. So they did a new deal this morning. I put it all in Discord, and they gave us a little bit of a deal on the PA accounts. Not, it's not $40, but it's a little bit of a deal. $100 PA accounts.
Well, I like the reset. So that means everything that you have that you have already, you can just reset for $25.
Right. Yeah. So if you mess anything up, you're
good.
good.
Deal.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were extending the PA from the last one for another week. That's still happening?
Yeah, you never know. I don't know. It's weird because they just did that, right? They just did that.
We can't see your screen.
Oh, here, I'll share it. Yeah, they just did that extension, and then this came out today. So I'm not too sure. I think that whatever deal is active is the deal that is taking place. So I know that they extended the what was it? The PA activation or something like that. They extended something for a little bit. I'll have to go back and look at the email. We almost hit the low.
Look, Ken, you gonna quit being weird. What's going on? You there?
Yeah. My mic was muted. I was talking to you. Yeah, a little bit of a slow morning, huh? Wicks everywhere.
The way it started out, look at that. Like it didn't. What's that? Let's see again. 40. That's nowhere near 100 points.
Yeah.
Yesterday, at least we had 100-point swing. This is 50.
Mm-hmm.
I got one trade off the bottom already.
Nice. Yeah. Just be patient with it. Well, I'm sure sooner or later it'll.
I'm waiting till 8 now. I got one trade for $100, so I'm just gonna wait now.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Sooner or later it'll kick into action.
It'll do something. It'll let us know what it's gonna do today. But but hey, man, what's up, everybody? Grand Rising. It's a Wednesday, hump day. Hump day.
Yep, sure is.
And I was just telling somebody about how great my team is doing, or Ken's team, but our team is doing, and everybody's winning. And I posted, man, I know we're doing these we're doing the photo dumps for our profits for the day, but now we're gonna start doing photo dumps for our payouts for the week. So that's gonna be That's what I think is gonna be fire when Ken starts dumping those, man. Everybody's getting little payouts, enjoying life, feeling good. Like I don't know how to tell y'all, but I'm feeling really good. This is the best I felt trading, especially now I got my stops, and I'm so close. I'm about
Right.
$520 away from hitting the goal, and then there's no more drawdown, no more of that stupid number next to it,
Yep. You don't have to
pissing me
worry
off.
about it. Exactly.
And I told my wife yesterday I took a trade. I don't know if you guys saw. I posted. I was like, I made $80, babe. And she goes, don't you have multiple accounts? I was like, not yet. But she sees it.
Right. Right.
She sees it. She's like, so if you had 3 accounts, you would have made 240. I was like, exactly.
Right. Yeah. She's starting to see it. She's like, okay, let me
She's starting to see it.
just divvy these up. Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I bought 2 more PAs yesterday. I was like, babe, it's about to end. Should I just grab 2 more?
Right.
They're $20. I don't have to pass them right now.
So let me just make sure now that they're doing this new deal, that $25 deal, yeah, it's gone. I'm looking at it. So this
That
new
ended
deal,
last night. That's gone for
yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Boo. Man, I was like, if they come out, if I buy these $20 accounts and tomorrow they're like $6 activation, I would have been like, oh my God.
Right.
Could you imagine, man? $26 account?
Mhm.
The servers would have shut down again.
Look at that, man.
All right.
Nice
Don't
Titan.
do
We got the Titan right at that low. It just went down, hit TP. Just snapped below that low here.
Don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it. It could be one of those days where this thing falls out the sky all day, especially with these Titans dropping at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Let me go look at where do I got a big picture here somewhere.
Another one. There's another Titan. I'm tempted to take it, man. It's a sell. It's a sell out of a red trading zone.
Uh-huh.
I'm tempted to take it.
Delta's red. I jumped in on that sell right
The
here.
last one or this one?
This one right here. It went down, it tapped it, and then it came back up. And then I said, you know what? I'll go ahead and take it. So I traded right here and made 250 on it. What is this? Look at my volume. It's like maxed out. I ain't never seen that. Oh, wait.
Filled.
Oh, there we go. There it is. Okay. What is today? Wednesday?
All day.
All day long. There's Matt. Is this the only one I have? Is it? I don't get Celsius. What? What? It's a trap. Oh yeah, let me look at the higher time frames real quick. So if we break below that zone, why does this look different? What's happening? Add me a nice TPO chart. And it's gone. Oh, here it goes. Yeah, I just merged these two together. The last 2 days right here. I just merged these profiles together just to see kind of where most of the value was in regards to time, and you can see what it looks like here. So last 2 days spent a majority of its time right here, right? So this is going to be considered kind of your range, like this is where the market like to stay. You see how we're kind of retesting that area right now. So if price falls back in here, it'll typically end up back down at this center place right here, which is 260, about almost 100 points away. If it bounces off right here, see, we're at the POC for the current day, right? So for the current day, what we've currently developed here, we have value area high, value area low. We're at this kind of POC area right now. So if this area holds up, we already had strong rejection down here at the low of the day. So if you just keep an eye on the low of the day, we already had strong rejection there. If we hold up in this area there, then this is kind of where I'd start looking for kind of a buy zone. If it breaks down below there, there's a good chance we're going to go back down to this area here, 260, just based strictly on the technicals. See it? This is where it rejected last time. This is the daily low right down here. So we're heading for that now. We got another Titan set up. Yeah, it is pretty slow, huh? Boring compared to what we've had recently. Yeah, you ready now? All right.
Order filled.
Wow, that scared me. That was so loud. Let's see, who do we got here? Good morning, Terrell, Steve, Roddy, Ray, PFX, Margie, Matt, Mia, Lorna, everyone else, John, good morning, you guys. Cedric, Clyde, Couch, Darren, Antoinette.
Good morning.
Good
Morning.
morning,
Morning, morning, morning,
everyone.
morning.
Good morning.
You guys making it a good day?
Good morning, and yes,
Good.
yes, I am.
You on your way to work, Antoinette?
No, I don't have to go to my first job. I have to go to my job tonight, so I won't be
Oh,
on
okay.
tomorrow. Tomorrow is my surgery,
That's
so I
right.
won't be on tomorrow.
Good luck with
I
your
don't know what.
surgery. Hopefully everything goes real smooth and fast and you're in and out of
Yes,
there. Did you say it was for your knee or no?
yes, it's for my knee.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning. That's right.
It is a good morning.
She looking super bearish like yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't done too much yet.
I tried a little buy, looked like it was picking up a little momentum about. I got in under 300, but it went up, gave me a little profit, came back. I got out of break even.
Yeah. Yeah,
I heard somebody else look like they jumped in there too.
yeah, about the only thing you could do is sell this thing so far.
I took that 1 minute Titan and it won obviously, but like I was a little hesitant because it had been going down, 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 but like the last few times it's been going down, down, down. All those Titans kept winning.
Right.
And the CVD and the TV blast and the quantum were all red. So I was like, I'm getting in.
Right. You know, what does the the daily trade ovate limit for
Yeah.
the max profit, how does it work? Because I tried to set mine today. I'm gonna try to lead by example, and we go anyway, I was gonna set mine, and I was going to because I've got a couple things I'm working on. So for one set, I wanted to basically set a target, and as I'm trading, I have a different target for that account. So I set the max profit, but I just went right past that. So I've already made more profit on the TradeOvate
Are you,
account than it didn't close my order. So what is it
it
based on?
shouldn't matter too if you're in a group trade or not. Like, I mean, I've never I have those targets set now, but I've never used it. I would assume it should work just like the stop loss. Like it should stop your trading.
So I did take a trade last night. I took a trade last night and lost it somewhere in here. And so I was actually red going into the day, technically, you know what I mean? So my P&L for today is 393. But because of that loss that I had last night, I'm only about $100. So I'm wondering if it's based off of total P&L
I
for
bet
the
you it is.
how they sometimes they don't always match up. You know what I mean? They don't always match up. So that's okay. What I'll do is I'm gonna try fresh. I'll just try it fresh because I'm looking at my total P&L for the day and it's 393. And but my actual total P&L is just a little bit over 100 because of my loss yesterday. So yeah, that was a nice flushed out trade. Look, see the reversal indicator picked it up too. It just hit TP. Little flushed out trade, price action, nice strong bearish candle, new low of the day in a buy zone. Next candle came in with pretty clear, strong intentions. Strong close there. Boom, it closed, and then up it went. So we hit TP there, and we hit TP on both of these. So literally all these trades just won. We won the Titan, sell to TP2. That's $1,000 trade right there. Then we won this Titan. We've hit TP1 on so far, and we won this flush trade right here. And we won every single one of these red trading zones if you traded them as the breakout. So not too shabby. I'm going to take my son to school real quick. I'm going to leave my stream up, and these will just keep popping up. I'll be back here in a second.
All right, guys, get ready to enter. He's leaving now.
Yeah, right. Get ready. Something
It's just skyrocket.
Something crazy is about to happen. All right. Let me just put this there. We are nowhere near the daily low yet. Look at this. Our daily low's still 107. I don't know, man. Today might be an inside day. We're closer to the daily yesterday's high than yesterday's low. As you see, look, there's yesterday's low, and we already broke above yesterday's high. So we already broke above yesterday's high, but yeah, I don't know about the low. This is pretty far down here. We'll see. I'll be right back.
There's a 1 minute Titan, but it looks like there's a little bit of resistance right at the entry level.
I have not taken any trades today.
I stupidly broke my own rule and I traded within the first 5 minutes. And I was, I did a sell when it was going up, and then I said I reversed it, and then I did a buy, and then of course it went down. I dug myself a little hole. I got out of it. I'm in a bit of profit, but
Nice.
yeah, I should learn, just that first 5 minutes. I mean, there's been many times I've made a lot of money, but just in general, it's up and down so fast, and then I start chasing. I should just wait the first even 10 minutes even.
I kind of wish I was paying attention earlier. I love seeing how much of a push it went down from the morning.
Yeah, I caught a couple sell trades on the way down. There was a couple Titans. It was good. The one thing that's weird about Tradovate, not Tradovate, Tradovate, is if you go into your back office and you look under active subscriptions, your evaluations are very easy to see because it'll say the Apex blah blah blah, and it'll have the account number. But your PAs do not show the PA account number. They just show subscription for however much you paid for it. And it's real annoying.
Interesting.
Because I had blown what I thought was a couple PAs. One was blown, but one wasn't. So I went in and I I canceled the subscriptions. But then upon further investigation, I was like, why is this PA still showing in my accounts, like on the trading screen? So I did a 1 micro trade and it traded, and then I look like it's a 50K account and I still have like a $1,200, like, I can still draw down $1,200 more dollars. So, but I canceled the subscription. So I don't know, I've emailed them, but
Weird.
if you look in the back office under subscriptions, the PA accounts do not give you the account number, and that's kind of sneaky and dirty on their part.
Yeah. Sounds about right on par with like the owners of the company and everything. You know, I
Yeah,
think in general they're pretty sneaky.
The way they word everything, I mean, it's
Yeah.
legit, but it's confusing. I might have one PA account that's only good for like a month. And to be honest, I don't even know how much longer it's good for.
What do you mean good for only a month?
Well, I canceled the subscription. Right?
Oh, on the PA?
On the PA, because I thought it was
Oh,
blown.
damn. Oh.
I know. And I should have learned that,
Damn.
like, if you blow a PA, the subscription will automatically cancel.
I would assume, right? Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's my lesson learned. It's only one, and I only paid like $20 for it. But
Still,
I sent them an email, and I told them it was kind of confusing, and who knows? They'll probably just say tough luck.
Sorry for that. Here's your new
here's
PA, but we're giving you 300K account.
Here's your discount code.
That's probably what they'll do, is just give you a discount code.
Well, anytime
Good
you
luck.
fail a PA, they'll email you use it with a discount code. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Some of them are okay. Some of them are just like, well, you actually have a better one that's already out there.
Deal right now, yeah. I saw that they just did their 80% rule there. Deals, I guess you can say. Deals count.
Yeah, isn't that 80% and then a $25 reset?
I think in total, I think you're paying like $100 for everything included, including the PA, I think, to like buy.
That's not bad.
No, the PAs are like $104.
I thought they extended the PA to.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier. So yeah, they did. They extended it. They said they extended it. That was like yesterday or whatever, the day before, and then now today they come up with this new one. So I don't know whether it's the old PA for the new one. That's a big debate right now.
I see what you mean. Yeah, and the way they word things, man.
You know, when I make mistakes, like I was talking about, like I mean, it sucks, but it's one of those things. Like it's a lesson. It's a lesson learned, and I hope by telling my story that, like, I can help somebody else. Like, you know, you'll never make that mistake again.
Do you even really have to cancel a PA? Because I imagine.
No, you don't. The subscription.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I should have just left it. But the thing is, I was canceling. Also, I had blown an
Other evals and
evaluation,
stuff.
right?
So at that point, you're like, fuck it, yeah.
I was like, well, I'm in here. I don't want these things to renew. And then I didn't think, well, a PA doesn't renew.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's sneaky. They don't put the account number of the PA in your subscription. That's sneaky. It just tells you the dollar amount that you paid and the date. And it's just like, you're thinking, I got to try to match this up. But whatever. That's the way it goes.
Apex. Hopefully, these are the last 2 PAs that I buy because I'll be consistent and not blow any PAs because my emotions are dumb and I'm dumb. I'm not dumb.
Yeah. I mean, it's always nice to get stuff on sale, but the way I look at it is as soon as you start making profitable, even on one account, let's say it's only $100 a day, that's, a couple grand a month, then what's the big deal if you're paying $30 a month or $100 a month if you're making 2 grand? Like, it doesn't really matter.
At that point, yeah, you're making your money back already.
Yeah, so I mean, it's nice to get stuff on sale, like the sales where you paid like what is it? Like you pay the $67 or whatever, and then it's for the first year, and then every year after that it's like a penny. Those are the best, but you're not always going to get that.
I was thinking about this the other day. You know how they had their 70% sale and they had a $6 PA?
Yep.
That really isn't far off from the 90% sale and then the $65 PA. Like, I mean, sure, you technically are still saving in the grand scheme, like I think around $10, $7 to $10. But I was really thinking about it. I was like, because I'm still paying like at least 60 to 70 for like a 50K during or I think it was like 80 or something, Like they are good, don't get me wrong. They always sound good, but I feel like they're not that much different. It just depends on what specific deals they have in combination with the PA fees.
Well, it depends on what monthly fee you have to pay too after the first month.
Yeah, yes. I paid attention to that because I saw that even though it's great that we're paying at the time we were paying $20 for a 50K. If you don't pass it in that month span, you're paying almost 100 a month.
Well, yeah, I mean on a lot of those it's you're better if you don't pass, just cancel and buy a new one on a deal instead of reset. Right?
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah,
many
forget
times.
the
It's
resets, bro.
you can reset for $65, but you can buy a new one for 19. It's like, okay, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, right. Like it's like, oh yeah, let me not reset. Let me just buy because it's cheaper.
Look at that. Nothing happened with that 10 o'clock candle. Nothing. I mean, it was 23.75 points.
I wonder what price is going to do today. My phone is going to die.
Top Step's frozen again.
Is it?
Yeah.
The drip trays, coffee machines right now is full and it had that milky stuff on it.
Milky stuff? Okay.
Runs and the Listerine.
Someone's TV is on or something.
I'm just putting out some napkins and I'll check the bathrooms again.
Order in a refrigerator, order in an area next to his closet on that shelf. Right now, it's fine.
I was gonna say,
Let me say, it's good.
Burning, dude,
both fridges are full.
your mic is hot.
Well, if there's row, remember, if they
Yeah.
have refrigerating, make sure it's always full.
Yeah. So some.
There we go.
All right, I'm back.
Not a lot happened.
Hey,
We're
thanks
just
for
ranging.
yeah, thanks for keeping the market right here, exactly where it was when I left, like same price.
There was a little bit of up and down, but not much at all.
Yeah. Let's see.
Literally like a 20-point range, basically.
Let's check out the volume levels here. I don't know if you noticed yesterday, but CVD, like during our trading session, it was fine. But after that, CVD was messed up all day long. It was like all day long, CVD was showing aggressive sales on the new contract, but price was pushing up. Like throughout this entire time, CVD is pushing down the whole time, like as a trend. It was the weirdest thing. I'm like, I just can't even look at this. Like it was one of the most messed up type of days that I could see where where CVD was just strictly trading it was trending down over time, and price was just pushing up and up and up the entire time. It was just messing
So
my
you think there was something technically wrong with it?
I think it has something to do with the contract switch. I think that I think it was a weird situation because look, if you go back, I think I still got the old one. Let me see. Here's the new one on the right, old one on the left. And so if we go back, let's see, this was 10, this was at night. Let's see. Oh yeah, yeah. Dude, that's another thing. Look at this after yesterday, man. Like I can't believe we were trading through this yesterday. A big part of that. After, afterwards and looking at it, it looks crazy. But yeah, so like look at what price was doing. Up, down, up, down, up, down, giant range. But look at CVD. Right? It was just like from open, and we were watching this all at open. It was just pushing down. Like, it just looked like it was selling. And especially if you were zoomed in, it's just trending down, trending down, trending down, and it was just not really making much sense. And then even later, like, look, as price was pushing up, CVD was pushing down. And it just wasn't making any sense to me. Like I just had to stop. At one point, like that's why I have both of them side by side. I was like really analyzing it, trying to look at it and figure it out, and like what is going on here. And then this was on the old contract here. I think, yeah. See, the old contract was actually better. So the old contract, you could see at least some, like this, for example, you could see the CVD lined up right here. You could see the divergence come in right there. That all looked good. But on the new contract, look at yesterday's CVD. See
Yeah,
the
it's just continually down. That's it.
Yeah, so I was like, what is going? And that's why yesterday I said, sooner or later, we're gonna have a big sell-off. We're gonna have a big sell-off. We're gonna have a big sell-off. I just kept saying sell yesterday, and then prices just pushing up and up and up. And I'm like, it's at some point we're gonna sell. At some point we're gonna sell. And then finally we did sell off, but it was at the end of the day. I mean, literally at the end of the day. And then I didn't even look at it after that. I didn't look at it until later in the afternoon. But by that point, things seem to have kind of leveled out. Now we've got a little bit normal. But yeah, I cannot wait to get past this contract switch. I don't like trading around that time when I'm trying to follow order flow and it's split between two contracts. It's just like, all right. And then on top of that,
And
you got micros too. I'm like, where are they? Where are the big players? Are they over here? Are they over there? Are they hedging one and and doing something else on another one? Like, what is going on?
And Ken, how long are the contracts good for? Is it a month or is it 3 months?
I think it's every 3 months. That every quarter they
Yeah, okay.
change.
Hey, Ken, I have a question.
Yeah.
If you don't subscribe, if you don't have TradingView Premium, and are you gonna have any issues looking at like updated like CME and stuff for futures if you still sign in with TradingView through TraderVate?
As long as you have an active Apex account, that's the requirement.
That's what I thought.
Your
Okay,
Apex,
yeah,
you paying for your Apex subscription is what keeps the data on.
that's what I thought. Okay, thanks for confirming.
Yeah. Matt, how many accounts do you have right now?
Well, to make a long story short,
Oh God.
we were talking about this while you were gone. Right now I currently have I have uh 2 PAs and 4 evals. I had blown an eval while I was group trading sometime last week,
Okay.
and I also had a PA with that. And so I went into subscriptions and I wanted to cancel the eval, right? Because I didn't
Yeah.
want to reset. Okay. And then for some reason my brain wasn't working and I canceled the PA, but I shouldn't have because, PAs you don't need to cancel, they'll
Right.
automatically
Right.
cancel. But I canceled it and it was a 50K account and then when I'm trading, I'm noticing in my trade on the trading Tradeovate it actually still had like $1,200 of drawdown left, and I could trade on it. So I accidentally canceled a subscription
Oh
for a
no.
PA, and we were talking about this in the evaluation section of um not Tradeovate of Apex. Under the subscriptions for your evaluations, it says the account number. Very simple to know. But for
Right.
your PAs, it does not give you the PA account number. It just gives you the date and the amount you paid. So it's not clear of what subscription that is for.
Right. That's
And that
crazy.
was it is and we were saying that's how Apex is they're sneaky on a lot of stuff like that, and I think they do it on purpose to
Mm-hmm.
screw people over like me. So right now I have 2 PAs. Um, actually I have 3 PAs and 3 evals.
Okay. All right.
But I wrote them a ticket and kind of explained what happened. And I explained that, I'm not really happy that it's not clear on what your PAs are in the subscriptions.
Right. Yeah, they should do something about that. That's like like if you're literally explaining it and you're like, look, why would I cancel an active PA account? Like
Exactly.
nobody's gonna cancel an active PA account intentionally. Hopefully they do something about that. That's
I hope
amazing.
they look at I've been a customer for a while and they do that, or they might just say too bad, so sad, right? I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know.
We could.
So that PA, like maybe I'll be able to get a payout on it and then like the next week it'll be gone.
Yeah.
But anyway, like that's just a lesson learned and never cancel subscription on a PA because there's really no need. If you fail it, it's gonna go away the next day anyway.
Right, right. Yeah. All right. So yeah, because I was wondering, yeah, I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised, but at the same time, it makes sense. Like they did this deal, I know they got a method to this whole thing on how they do these deals and discounts because if you just follow along, what happened was first first they were like, okay, we're gonna do these $25 Apex accounts, and they only gave people 2.5, 3 days to pass them before they extended it like they always do, so you had a bunch of people fail. So big group of people, when they do that 90% off deal, they almost shut the website down every time. So you could imagine thousands of people flooded, bought the 25 or bought the accounts, the 50K accounts for 25, $30, and then they're going to start passing those evals. A lot of people would pass those evals, and then the next deal, as you can see, this next deal is really geared towards resets and buying performance accounts because they gave like when did they ever do a deal on resets, where they're highlighting the fact that you can reset an account for super cheap, basically for the same price that you just got done paying for a fresh eval. Now you can just reset any failed eval. It's basically the same deal. You know what I mean? Everyone's probably got some old evals that they could, or some blown evals or something like that that they could reset. So, you know, basically it's the same deal right now. You can still get an account because you can reset any size account for $25 right now. So, and before this deal, you could buy basically any size account for $25. So the deal is basically the same. The only thing that changed was they discounted the PA activation. So, you know, if you actually follow along, what they really did here is they had a bunch of people buy evaluation accounts really super cheap, and then they said, "Oh, one more chance. You can do this, right?" And they gave everybody one more chance to buy them. Then the next deal came out, and they're like, "Oh, by the way, you can reset accounts for $25 now, and the performance fee." So you know, it was like it's pretty obvious that they had people buy a bunch of accounts. Then now they're going to do the performance fee. I'm surprised that they discounted the performance fee this soon, though. That's the only thing that I'm surprised about. I thought they would have given it up until like the end of December and then did a deal that allowed people to get those PA accounts for a cheaper deal than whatever the normal price is, 140 or whatever. Well, we are most definitely consolidating. So I guess sooner or later we may end up having a pretty good move out of here. But look at what happened. We traded directly from, these are our CME levels for this week. So we traded, we opened at this one. We traded straight down to this 250 level. Pretty much got levels, you know, every 100 points or so. But traded down to this level here. So if you know, if we look at this chart, if we keep pushing down, hold on. Why does this look like this? I thought I already did this. Yeah. Yeah, so if we keep pushing down below where we're at right now, see, we already beat kind of that POC area. We keep pushing down. I think the next area we're going to go to is this 260, 250, which will put us at right back down here. Yeah, so let me double check this here. 250. Yeah, that put us back at this round level. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna start watching this range and look for something obvious. It's pretty clear where we've got our highs and lows. Might even be like this right there. See, price tried to break out and failed. Tried to break out and failed. We've got one touch down here at the low. So normally when we get this type of price action where we've put in a really clear low and that's our low, and then we get these, you know, we had this area, fail, fail. Typically, we're going to end up seeing price come and sweep down below here. And then it'll come back in here. And then we're going to do something. So we'll either go, I don't know if we're going to go up, but from that point, we either go up or we go down. But we're going to most likely sweep the low and be back inside of here. So that could be a good trading opportunity. And obviously, if it goes up first at some point, like from where it is right now, and it tries to sweep the high again, we would do the same thing. So really, the best place to trade right now, in my opinion, is going to be up here and down here. That's going to be the easiest, most predictable trading areas. And that's easy because we have zones on both sides anyways. Got a Titan setting up there.
And this is ranging pretty early. Usually we don't get a range like this for like another hour.
Yeah, this is worth noting that at the high we had 357 contracts traded at 25,318, just right there on the dot. Just a massive buy order come in. And this is a market order buy right there. So is that not our POC? Am I having too many lines on my chart? All these round levels. Let me get this cleaned up. Yeah, so in itself it doesn't mean much, right? It doesn't give a lot of context, but what we can kind of decipher from that is, look, we had 350 contracts traded at the high and price failed to expand, right? So price was pushed up here and buyers tried to come to come in right here at this exact same price that we're at right here right now, and price failed to expand. Instead, it got pushed down, which meant that there must have been sellers sitting there pushing price down. And now look at Delta, right? We can see Delta is pushing up, so we know we've got aggressive buyers stepping in right now. If price fails to push up, this is going to be another area where we are observing absorption right now, and you could look for a selling opportunity. This is, look, just keep this real simple, guys. You win and you lose trades, but this is the difference right now. This is where you could create a bias and you can take a trade that actually has some context, right? And we would want to see the absorption. Again, we could win or we could lose, but trading here is better than trading at random places in the market, right? We saw before the buyers tried and they were absorbed and it pushed the price down. Now we can see buyers stepping in again. We can see them. We can see it in the delta. We can see it in the volume, right? There was a lot of volume in this candle here, right? And then we're rising on lower volume, which to me, the way I look at that means that there's not a lot of volume, there's not a lot of interest up here. So trading up, just a second, I'm gonna figure out. Roddy, your mic is on. So anyway, that's okay. So trading up here at and around these levels is where it's at. And you could go down to lower time frames, right, and look for sellers to step in. You'd be looking for a switch, a clear change of hands in Delta, or you could watch the same time frame and you could try to get in. I like to go in and I start like looking like this at imbalances in the candles, because you could see when the sellers step in, right? And you could see sellers. Yes. You see CVD.
There was a 5-minute Titan that literally was one tick away from take profit.
Yeah.
Well, at a 50%.
Yeah. See, I told you though. I gotta say, I told you. Trading anywhere up here. I mean, look, that's already almost $1,000 move right off the high. They stepped in with sells, pushed price down. Easy. Wish I would have taken that. I was sitting there explaining it and didn't end up taking it.
I took it. That 15-second chart that you mentioned the other day has really helped with them reversals like that.
Yeah. Did you get a signal on it, or did you just see it in the price action?
I saw it on the 15-second. It had a big
I'm looking at it now. Yeah, the whole thing. I can see the whole thing though. I mean, it engulfed everything and then turned around and took off. So could have saw that from a mile away if you know what to look for. And then remember what I just drew on here. I said this is going to be your highest probability areas to trade is right here. I deleted them, but I had a little level right here, and I had a little level down below here. Stuff is easy when you do the same thing over and over again. It's very, very easy. You win them and you lose them. This one would have been a winner.
Yeah, so it pushed up, and then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 green candles, but it never went any further. And then that first bearish one pushed up further, but then wicked down hard and engulfed. So
Yeah.
that's when I was like, it's coming back down. I'm pretty sure. So I got in.
That's perfect. And you see how effortless that was? That's what it's like being on the right side of the market, where you push the button and price just starts. You feel like you're actually riding the coattails of the people that are moving the market. You probably got that feeling where it's like
Yep.
effortless. That is you're in the.
It helped being on that smaller time frame because I could see multiple candles rejecting around that 340 level, not just the one, and then the next one went bearish.
Right.
So I saw multiple kept rejecting from up there.
Well, let me look at this. I'll show you something too. I know that not everybody has Addis, but if nothing stopping you from it. So 15, if you go to a 15-second on Addis, I bet you we could see something here. Look, so now here we are, same time, same chart, same everything. We were watching it. We were talking about this level right here, this 518. And look at price going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. And there's Delta.
Look at that candle up top. Probably there's a lot of volume.
There's trapped buyers up there. They bought the breakout. All right. And you can actually see it in the footprint chart. Look at the suckers. That's what I call them. We were thinking to sell. Amateur traders, they're all buying, they're all piling in. They're like, oh, look at this, look at that, and they go in. They're buying at the very top. Whatever happened to buying low and selling high, right? All the way to the very top, they're buying and getting trapped. And then you seen how quick it turned around. As soon as I said sellers will step in here pretty soon, and then it's going to turn around. Once those buyers are trapped, it's game over. It is game over at that point. Increased volume. Boom, boom, boom. Delta curves over. You could have even entered right here as Delta, as you seen the seller step in. Not only did they step in, but Delta's a little bit above average right there. The average is 53. The Delta on that was 119. So it's about double the average, which means obviously there's a lot of sellers in there. And then bam, it took off after that.
And it's heading back right up there, up to it again. May break through it this time. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll watch it. I'm gonna see if I can open up a 1-minute chart right next to it.
Oh, maybe not. Back down.
Yeah, look, same type of thing too, where that volume got abandoned up there at the top. You see all the volume at the top, and you see the buyers that are trapped up in there. I'd have to kind of look at it and see what Delta looks like on the 1 minute. So yeah, we've got buyers and they're buying. Got buyers and they're buying, and yeah. This one was super obvious right here. This one's not as obvious. And it's just in the Delta. That's the obvious thing is the Delta being shown. How much, did I make that video or not? I don't know if I made the video or not, but I was thinking about making a video and breaking down what Delta. I did make a video about that. Like that, just adding that Delta on your chart isn't going to make you a good trader. It's more of Delta lets you see how aggressive the buyers and sellers are. Like, it's pretty obvious if candles are going up or they're going down. Obviously, buyers or sellers are pushing it. Right, they're lifting price and they're pushing price up and down, but that's obvious. You obviously there were more sellers in here. We could we can conclude that. All right. But how aggressive they are is what CVD shows. And that to me is what the real kind of holy grail in CVD is being able to see how aggressive they are. And I think the easiest way to see that is to visualize delta on a histogram like this and combine that with the delta. If you're just using delta alone, it's one thing, and you can see how big the bars are, right? So this does give you a good idea, but it doesn't give you a strict average of delta over time. That's why I set it up like this. So you've got volume, you have delta as a histogram, and then you have cumulative delta. It's a perfect combination. And then you combine that with a footprint, easy. Look how price came back into that little zone too.
Oh, I had a question and now I forgot it.
Well, I guess it wasn't that important.
I don't think it was.
I hate it when I have the way my mind works. I think about, and you guys go ahead, you laugh at me all you want. It happens to me all the time. I will be having a full on, very passionate conversation where I'm about to, and you know how I am. I'll tell a big story, just to explain one little thing. It's just how I am. And I will sit there like I'm doing right now. I'll sit there and I will talk and paint this whole big picture leading all the way up to the head, and then forget what I was talking about. And I'm just like, wait, what am I talking about? And yeah, it happens. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. This is while you remember, I'm going to keep talking. This looks so familiar to what I've seen a lot of times. So oops, clicked the wrong button. So yeah, how it keeps on doing this when I see it constantly pushing up right here. So I think what's happening here is they're pushing up here and trapping buyers. A lot of times what that looks like is a short position being built, right? Because people are buying up here. You see how they're working the top spot, right? They keep faking the top of their range, not the low part of the range, right? So they're not trying to get sellers activated, not yet, right? And so what I typically see happen is they'll work the top, then do the break at the bottom, and that's what I drew up earlier is and it looks like we're pushing now. You see the aggressive sells that are coming in right there. We even got a big trade alert right there. 115 sell orders. So now watch it go for the low, and for sure keep an eye on delta, and then see if it fake breaks this. There may be another buying opportunity coming up right now. Good timing. I'm gonna try to get a smaller time frame chart up here.
Okay, I remembered. Is the buffer for a 25K to get to 1600?
Yes.
I'm guessing. So just okay, cool, thank you.
There it goes. Broke the low. So what we're looking for right here is strong delta. So watch these. If you're doing anything, watch your delta, and you should see pressure building. If you're seeing this delta bar get bigger and bigger and bigger, this bar should be going down and down and down. If at any time you're seeing delta get pushed down lower and lower, and this bar starts to get pushed up, you're observing absorption at the exact same time. I think it was that one. We're going for that spot that I talked about earlier right here. There's Titan trades just winning. We're in. Come here. I'm panicking. Oh, we blasted past it. So we already we pushed past that. That
What type of
thing.
trade you talking about?
Let me go back and look here in 1 second. Let me reset this. Titan trade. This is on a 15-second. My bad. I forgot I was looking at that earlier.
I was gonna say, what the hell? What am I missing?
I'm on the wrong contract. All right. Where is my freaking stuff at? All right, so we had buyers step in. It's too risky. Unless you front run that at 200, right now the risk is just too high to take. It looks great. I mean, look, you see, I can see buyers stepping in right now. They sold it. It broke the low. I can see buyers stepping in, but it's too expensive. Unless it comes down to like 205 or something like that, you can start looking for a reason to get in, or trade it as a Titan, like if it sets up the opposite way, which we had to wait for one more candle before that happens. So yeah, if it goes down to 206 or so, you could probably take a lower risk with the stop right below the low. If it goes below the low, then it's invalidated. So you don't need to give it no room, nothing like that. If it goes below that low, then it's probably going to go lower. But this is the lowest risk place that you could try to enter the trade. Once this candle closes, let me see. No, it's below the low. So once this candle closes, though, I was gonna say we're gonna have a Titan in the opposite direction. But this is looking like it might keep going down. So
Yeah, there was a 5-minute Titan sell that won clearly. And it's entering a 1-minute Titan sell right now.
I see that. Might just have to trade it on down there. Titans are doing their thing. 157 is the TP. And our next volume level's at 150, so buyers did not step in. I tried to trade the low, by the way. I got stopped out on it. I tried to trade when it came down to whatever I said, 206, and then I got stopped out below the low. So took my lunch money. Delta has gone pretty flat as well. It was dropping, buyers kind of stepped in, Delta flattened out. It's divergent right now, so it failed to make a high. What is this saying here? Still think that buys look okay right here. I know we have a Titan. I hate it when we have a Titan and I'm thinking about buying at the same time, but No, it made a new low. So yeah, it looks like the Titan is better than me.
Titan ain't playing today.
Dude, it really is not. Has it lost at all?
That's what just gotta wait for the buy signal for the Titans.
Yeah. Well, we are moving
Getting
down
close.
here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch it. Look at that. Any of you guys trading that, or did you skip it, or?
I traded that one.
Nice.
I got a little bit of that.
Got a little bit of
I
it.
skipped this one, but I traded an earlier one that panned out very well for me.
A Titan?
Yeah, actually it was a Titan.
Sweet.
I'm up at 145 on the day.
All right.
And I'm telling myself I'm okay with it and not looking for anything else.
All right.
Really trying to not blow anything else.
Don't blow it.
I'm just sitting on my hands, bro. This thing's not doing what I thought it was gonna do today.
Yeah.
That open was bad. It's just been sitting there.
Yeah. Just stay cool. Look, the easiest thing, if you can't find a setup, if you're really having trouble finding a setup, the best thing to do is just wait and watch for a little while. Like some of the easiest types of trades come from something like this. Like, look, you see where we got these big volume areas right here? Those two volume areas, big giant volume. If you'll watch those candles, obviously something happened in this area, right? Volume came in. So this is going to be a zone. Price is going to react to this later. So you could use that as a target, when price starts to go back to it, or if price comes to it. Just really isolate good trading opportunities. Just isolate good trading opportunities and stick to them. Or the easiest thing that anyone could ever do is just stick to Titan. You could just stick to the Titans, get in there, grab one, grab two. If you did Titan today, I think the first 2 or 3 trades that we got were all winners. So your trading day could pretty much just be done. I just like to hang out here for a while, and be available. So that's why I'm still here. But we already won the day, to be honest. At this point, we're just kind of watching. If you haven't taken a trade, then all you got to do is wait until what is happening now stops, and then you can look for opportunity to start trading again, or jump in on this. I cannot help but feel like you're late at this point, though. This is the type of stuff I don't like to trade, because the only way I could trade it, literally the only way I could trade this, is if it just pulls back and I just go ahead and pop in there. So it would be something like this. You see, I've added these little midpoints to the candles here. Let me make them on top. So you got a little yellow dot at the midpoint. That's half of the candle, right? So you could always look for entries as prices are pushing down steadily, like enter now, right as that candle open with the stop there, and you're just targeting. You can target the candle low, or your trail it, whatever. However, that's the easiest way I know to get into trades that are trending when they're trending. And like you've got quantum, for example, like this. See, quantum is just pushing down like that. Well, if you look, you'll notice that the quantum trend is on the same price scale. So you see how starting here, we had quantum turn red. right? And so that was coming out of this this consolidation. Quantum turned fully red. It's below the EMA. And so if you look at the price, right, the high of that is 339. So if we mirror that up here, so we go and we say, okay, 330, what I say? 339, right? So 320, that's right here. So this is where our sell signal was here, right? That candle closed, boom, quantum trend. Our stop can go above the quantum candle at 330. 330 is what I meant. 330, because that's where it says. Actually, you know what? It's all the way up at 340. 340. So that's your stop. A TP1 looks like that, right? But you see how that gives you plenty of room, right? It gives you plenty of room. You're in the trade, and as long as quantum holds up, you know, you could essentially trail your stop below the above these, but just, you know, remember, like it's showing up here on a different scale, but it's the same price as up here. So like at this point here, your stop loss would be at 267. So 267. See, your stop is all the way up here. You see, it kind of follows it along like this. You seeing what I'm saying there? How you can use that easily. I might have just had an idea while I was doing that. Like, I just had this idea pop in my head where, all right, if this is like this, what if I actually made a line draw up above here? Like, you know, when it turns red, if it's red, then basically, you know, the stop should be one tick above the high of this candle. So if this candle closes red and it's red, then have a line drawn up here that kind of trails these candles. It would be like this up above them. And then whenever it turns green, obviously it would switch and it would be below the candles, but it would be kind of like a trailing stop, where if you were planning on entering at any time in here, you could just, you know, oh, there's where my stop would go based on quantum. New project. What do you think about that? You like it?
Yeah, that sounds awesome. How'd you get those dots?
What?
How'd you get the dot for half the candle? Is that something else?
What? How did I get to what?
You say you got dots on half of the candle?
It was just an indicator I looked up called midpoint candle and body. I just found that, and that's what now where the concept comes from. I've been doing that since I invented TV Blast years and years ago. We got buyers really stepping in here. Some time ago, they started to step in.
Yeah, well, those buyers aren't doing so good, are they?
Not right now.
Not right now.
Not right now. Well, sellers are currently in control, but I'm looking at Delta from 1042, and buyers stepped in at around that time and stayed in. So whether they were just taking profits, right? That might have just been some profit taking. Good chance. Are we going for the low?
I mean, I think if we break below 90, I think it's going to really go lower.
you gonna do? They're pushed below. What does that say? Affected. Oh, I see. That's what it is. All right, everything makes sense now. I get it. Wow. Well, you said it, Matt. You said if it breaks 90, it's going.
Yeah.
We're at yesterday's low finally. That's so crazy. Remember just earlier I was like, I don't know if we're gonna go all the way down there. It's so far away. What is trailing? That'd be 5.
Hey Ken,
What's up?
have you ever made any indicators that draw like bear flags and bull flags?
The closest thing I've made to that specific thing would be the auto trend lines. I haven't made something that specifically identifies flags. So to answer your question, no, I haven't done that. Are you in need of a flag detector?
I mean, not really. I mean, I kind of just draw my little trend lines, but yeah, I like drawing the bear flag, bull flag, doing the breakouts of them. But yeah,
that auto trend line indicator, it does a pretty good job at being kind of minimum. But you'll see it setting up like you see right now. If you put it on your chart, right, like you can see we're in a downward facing channel.
yeah.
But yeah, if you keep it on there and just keep an eye on things, like let me just like back it up a little bit. You'll see.
I kind of do like the smaller ones though. Like in between the pullback. You know what I mean?
So like something smaller than this isn't even
Like,
gonna pick up on it, huh?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Ken, how low you think it's going? I say 25.20 was the last No. Low. Well, it could go lower, but
Right. So I'm actually thinking about buying right now. I'm thinking about buying right now, and I'm just having some trouble with that because because I've set up all these freaking things on my account here. Hold on. Let me do one thing at a time here. So yeah, I'm thinking about buying. We just broke the low of the day. We've left everything behind, like our POC, everything's all back up there. So I was thinking about buying, as long as if now I will say if we break the low, we're probably going to 25,000. That's probably where it's going to end up at.
Really that far down?
okay.
Well, yeah, we're only
I
60
guess, yeah.
60 points away. If it breaks the low, here we go. Let's see.
That's true.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance we're going to go on down there. I mean, what's stopping us from going down there, you know?
I guess, yeah. Oh, can you say that you're getting close to a swing point on a 4-hour, or is that not enough?
Hold on. Okay, I'm tripping. I was like, what is going on? I don't know if you guys can hear all these noises that my computer's making, but okay, Matt, if you're still here,
Yeah.
it is working. I've moved up and over the target limit for that. You know how I was talking
Yeah.
about earlier, and so I was trying to take a trade, and I kept
It wouldn't.
seeing the word liquidation, man, and I'm like, what is
You're
going?
freaking out. Like, what's going on? My account.
All of my accounts. So I'm like, what is going on? Liquidation. I've never seen this message before. I was thinking I definitely screwed something up. And then I realized because it actually says account switched to liquidate only mode, but I
I know it
didn't.
kind of freaks you out.
Dude, it freaked me all the way out. Account switched to liquidate only mode, but then it says due to daily profit limit. That's an alert I can deal with.
Yeah.
So it did close my trade. I had a trade running and it did close the trade. And
So you entered the trade before you had reached your profit target, and then
right.
when you reached the profit target, it just closed out, even though you didn't reach your take profit.
Yes, and then an alert popped up on TradeOvate. Well, I mean on Ninja Trader that said auto liquidate, and I said, "Oh no!" I was searching every screen I have, thinking
That's
that maybe
so funny.
I was like, maybe I accidentally entered 10. I was like, what's going on? And yeah,
Terrifying.
it was because I hit my profit target for the day.
I told you that happened to me last week. Remember I mentioned that?
Yeah. But I didn't know that it was going to be like that.
Yeah, when I
That's
emailed
funny.
them, they told me that's because I reached my daily. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, I'll take it. Because I was in profit, but I didn't make any more trades. I'm like, what's going on?
Right. Well, so here we go. I got that right here. And I got this right here. Actually, I'm just going to leave it at this. I said I'm not going to keep talking about multiple sets of accounts. Just you guys know what I'm up to. But yeah, so I got this is where I'm at right now. So
Nice.
I have hit my profit target and some, and tried to go more. That didn't work. Let's see. I think it's because he used a stop limit. Stop limit means you'll only get filled at that exact price, and if price moves too fast.
Yeah, he said he used a stop limit order on that trade.
I don't
So
even know what a stop limit is. I didn't know you could do that.
so yeah, so there's a stop and there's a stop limit. A stop limit means that you only will take a fill at that exact price. So if the risk is that if market is moving fast, it can blow right through it and you'll not get filled at all.
So
Versus a stop, which turns into a market order and you get filled at wherever the next price is, which means you could get a price lower than whatever, worse than what you wanted, right? But there is a such thing as a stop limit order.
So it sounds like it realistically just turns a stop to a limit order. So basically, if price was to go up and hit a buy stop, well, I mean, if it was a whatever you call it, a stop limit, and it was a buy stop limit, then it would go up.
Right.
It would hit the buy, but instead of converting it to a market order, it would convert it into a buy limit, and then price then would have to go down and tag it, and that way you get
You'd have to. Yeah, you'd have to. Yes, exactly. So it's fine if the market's not like flying around, but like if it like you get a big old surge in volume and stuff, and the price just moves quick, you risk not getting filled.
Right.
And so that's why his trade didn't get filled. Based on my knowledge of the way that those orders work.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
So Ken, how do you set this on Trade-O-Vit?
You talking about what we just talked about?
Right.
I don't know. I don't use those. I don't use those at all. So I'm not too sure how that works. Yeah. I don't use those. Everything I use is exactly the way I show you guys. I just do the same thing every time.
But you're using a stop though, at least, right?
Yeah.
You're not entering market.
Right.
So I don't know if I would. I mean, I personally, I don't mess with stop limits for that reason because I don't mind if I get filled a little bit, worse than I would have liked, whatever. It's not gonna. In most cases, it's not gonna be like 10 points or and so it's like. So I wouldn't even personally. I mean, I'm not gonna tell people how to trade, but like I don't mess with the limit orders.
Yeah, I use stop orders and I use limit orders, and I trade the most simple way. I would always prefer to use a limit order if I can, but depending on the strategy, sometimes the stop is in order, and so like Titans, you're gonna most of the time you're gonna need to enter a Titan using a stop order. You could wait for it to touch entry and then throw in a buy limit or a sell limit, right? And try to catch it, basically using a stop limit, but you'd be doing it on your own accord. But that's too many order types for me to, it like there's all these options, but we only need like 2 or 3 trades every single day. So you're just going to hit a few buttons and you're going to be done. All right. I just took my final trade. I just took this Titan right here, and I just TP'd on it.
Nice.
So that puts me. Look, I did something, man. I know that if I just did this, then anyone's gonna do it. But I just went in and turned my I turned my max daily profit target off. Look at me.
You're not supposed to do that.
I know. I'm never ever gonna do it again. I'm changing it all back right
Yeah,
now.
right. Come on.
But I just wanted to see how easy it would be, and yeah, it was most definitely easy.
I was
did you
asking
do that?
about
You just wanted to make sure
how
it
do you
worked.
set the max daily target? That's what I was asking a while ago.
Oh, okay. So you need to go into Trade-O-Vate, log in, and then go to the top right corner. You'll see the application settings. And when you click there, you should be under the accounts tab. You'll see a list of all your accounts right there. And you will see risk settings. You click there, and for each account, I would just do it for each account. You're going to do it one time. And if you do it on each account, then maybe it'll prevent you from quickly turning it on and off later, because
Mhm.
nobody would do that. And you know, just turn it all on and boom, it works perfect. I tested it out today.
If you're now, Ken,
Okay.
if
All
you're
right.
group
Thanks.
trading,
Mhm.
if you're group trading and you have them all like only one set, like let's say account number 1, you have the limit set there, and I'm just trying to think. Let's say they're all set with at a limit, and then you turn it off on one. I guess only that one will keep trading, and the rest will stop.
I don't know. I turned mine on all. I turned all of them on. So I just went
And did you
in.
do that individually, or is there a way to like do them all at once?
I did them all individually.
Yeah, that takes a while.
It does. It did. And but hey, it definitely made me sit there and think about it as I was unselecting all of them, and I was like, am
Yeah.
I really gonna go back in? But I was like, I was looking at this and I was like, bro, this is it. This is what I was waiting for. This was the moment. Like it came down, swept the low, consolidated, buyers stepped in, and then on top of that we got the Titan. Like this is literally the buy Titan we were waiting for and talking about. And so I yeah, I turned it all off. So let's test this out right here. This is what I was talking about earlier. So see, look, we got this candle to close right there, and you see the stop is at 059. So let's see what that looks like. 059.
We have a 5-minute extreme setting up.
Right. And so this is what a 1-to-1 looks like if you traded quantum the way that I envisioned it. Is you would have got the buy signal here, you would have entered, realistically you would have entered on this candle here using the low of this, right? And then of course we could decide like like how you know how you want to do it, like okay, because now see this candle closed, so maybe we move the stop up here, which would be at 74. Let me see where that's at. 74. That would put the stop there. And then this one was at 78. So now the stop is at 78. I don't know. I don't know how, I don't know if we would use it as kind of a trailing stop, or, you know, just boom, from when it goes red or when it goes green, you know, bam, there's one trade signal right there. And, you know, whatnot. Well, I don't know. As long as the buyers hold up, though, then that doesn't look too bad right there. That's it's 28 points. That's pretty big, actually. Very large.
At 5-minute extreme 1 on a 0.4 and probably a 0.5 at 1.
Nice.
Actually, it looks like there was 2 of them back to back, actually. They both won.
Extremes?
You could have stayed in the first one and kept going. The first one entered at 87 exactly, 25087.
Look at these extreme areas that we're reaching right here. Single print on the TPO chart. Break up out of there. We're going back up. We're going back up to maybe even 200. I don't even know what this chart's about. Oh, this is the one I used for the weekly level. So let's get stuff off. oh, this little quantum wouldn't have worked out. Now let me go look at it the opposite way. So if we sell it, then it would look like this, and that is at 123. I'm assuming right there. Yeah, right above the high. I'm gonna come up with something for this. I like that idea I just had about making the lines follow it. You'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean once I finish it. It'll be kind of like channels. It'll be kind of like channels, but they could be placed on the actual chart, and it would just I'll show you. See that now that one would have won, so we would have lost one, then we would have won one. I'm gonna work on that real quick. Oh, I think we're about to go break the low. Might give us another opportunity. All right, there's the low. I don't think I can even take a trade anyways because I've added all those safeguards back on. So forced to watch. What just happened? I looked away for a second. We pushed down past the low. Buyer stepped in a little bit, nothing crazy. This is what you'd call a slow rotation right here. If it rotates out. Oh, there's a Titan right there. That doesn't look bad. I would if you're on something like MNQ or something because of the amount of risk for this, or kind of you could consider front running here. I think that the trade itself looks pretty good. I'm gonna try and see if I can't get that worked out right now while I got some downtime. How's everyone doing today? Anyone need help with anything? Everybody just profitable, making money?
A little bit up.
Nice. Push, baby, push. There's TP on the Titan. If you did that front run that I was talking about, you got a real good deal right there. Could have got in around, like, when I said it, it was around 25,038 or 40. And then that run straight up to 64 be a good 25 points. That's damn near, what was that, 500 or 1,000? $500? $500 trade?
Right back down.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
Was that you, Matt?
Yeah.
You like it, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. There we go. Sorry, guys. Anyone watching this stream? I know it looks kind of crazy right now. I'm fixing something. There's kind of weird. It was a trap indeed.
Yeah, it kind of went down, up. We're in a range. And I told you how I was, like, I messed up on canceling some subscriptions on an eval and also on a PA, but one of the evals, I have no idea when the subscription would have ended. Like, it could be in 2 days from now, so I'm just I'm done trading my other accounts. I'm just YOLOing this account, trying to see if I can make like 2K. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun, really.
Yeah. It does, man. It when they're that cheap, it does remove a lot of the pressure. And you know what you're doing though, right there, like how you said, it's kind of fun. That right there, if everyone could just focus on feeling like that every day that they're trading, that is exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like, you should be having fun with this. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be a stressful thing, right? It should be very exciting. Like, hey, I'm making progress, I'm having fun. It's just money, and it's a great opportunity. It's just like, just be happy and have fun with this awesome opportunity that we have through these prop firms. I mean, this is unlike anything. I've been in trading for a long time, and this is the first time I've ever seen capital this accessible, and so like, you should have fun with it. That's good. That's how it should be. Can I get a hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. That's right.
All right. Hey, got a little more out of that than I thought. So see, this is what the quantum looks like now. If we applied the same type of thing, and then we would move that up to 44. 44. Money, money, money. Man, what is this Canva? What is a Canva? Canva.
It's an editing tool.
I just got charged $120 from Canva, and I don't know what it is.
I think it's the AI editing, yeah.
Man, I'm just tired of people taking my money, and I don't even know where it's coming from. I'm all tapped in. I got alerts for everything now because of that situation, that whole situation with the Roblox and my kid. So I've got my accounts so hooked up to monitoring this and that. Anytime something comes through, I'm getting notified of it. I can't believe the amount of things that come out of my account. In disguise, it was kind of a good thing that happened. What happened, the whole how that whole thing
Yeah.
happened, because I found a lot of subscriptions and things like that I am not using, haven't used. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars I'm probably saving out of that. Oh God, I just logged into it and I don't see. I have two. See, this is another one. I have 2 subscriptions. I don't know why. I pay these guys $15 a month. I have no idea who they are, and I've been why? I've been paying for Canva since 2019.
Oh my God.
$12 a month, and then it went to $15 a month in 2023. How does this even happen? But yeah, something weird's going on, because I apparently I already paid them this month on the 1st. I paid them $15, and then they just charged me 100 and Says PayPal, $120, and I don't see the charge in my back office. So that means that somewhere else I must have another account with them. It doesn't even make sense.
There was another 5-minute extreme that won too.
All right, Ken, heading out, done for the day. Didn't do too bad. So thank goodness for those Titans.
Yeah, good job. Glad to hear it. What'd you end up with?
So on one of the accounts, because I'm trading some of these separately, and I bought 2 more, of those during the deal just to kind of try to do those. So I've got one that is one's at 264 up today. As far as like profit today, so total 720 towards that 3,000 goal.
Oh,
and
nice.
then and those are the newer accounts. And I had one that was I hit 261 today because that was a brand. I bought it last minute last night, just before the deal ended. So I wanted to catch one. So I got one at 261, and then I had a 25. That hit 172 today. So not too bad.
All right. Well, good job. Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing that.
Good progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
job.
I appreciate your help again, and looking forward to tomorrow. That's what
Absolutely.
done for the day. Definitely locking myself up.
Yeah, just share those with us if you don't mind, and I'll we keep track of them in that little channel, and then I'll see you tomorrow. We'll be here. Don't forget to hold on. Let me see if that's the same thing. Let me just double check. Thursday. Yeah, remember tomorrow early in the morning. We have the GBP here. I'll just move it over here so everyone can see. This is for anyone and everyone that's wrapping it up for the day. Tomorrow, before our trade session, this is going to happen early. There's the GBP bank rate and the Euro bank rate. These have a lot of effect on the dollar because of how the DXY basket is created. And just remember everything I always talk about risk on, risk off type of situation. So just be aware that we have three, count them, rates tomorrow. GBP, Euro, and JPY. And JPY is expected to change. That has a lot to do with the DXY value because of what's known as a carry trade. So it has to do with interest rate differentials. If you want to just look that up, you can see JPY is also considered a safe haven. So because of it having that rate tomorrow, you're going to see some money flow, and so it's a very good chance there's going to be a lot of volatility tomorrow, and it's all spread out like throughout the day. So we have in the morning, we have the bank rates for Euro and GBP. That'll be before we even trade. So we're going to be dealing with the aftermath of that. Hopefully, we're not inside of one big, large candle. The Philly Fed, I know it's listed as an orange folder, but this actually, depending on the results, can have a lot to, it can cause a lot of volatility. So especially if there's a big miss. And then tentatively, we have the Bank of Japan rate, which I would assume is going to happen in the afternoon. So just be aware. We got a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. So just, be ready. Be ready for tomorrow when you show up to the charts.
Yep. Thank you so much, Ken. Yeah, definitely keep that in mind.
You're welcome. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Got a little tiny little baby, little Titan setting up right here. What are you doing? Right at the lows? Okay. I'm locked out. This is weird.
All right, Ken. I have brought myself from 49.1. I'm at back over 50.66. So I'm out.
Nice.
Nice.
I brought myself all the way back up. So I bet not try no more today. I won't do it tomorrow. I'll see how I feel on Friday, but I'm done.
Yeah, you're going to stop before you run out of talent?
Yeah, because I just been hitting all the Titans. That's all because I think you had in one of your webinar, you said, well, maybe you tried me to move your stop up a little bit when you do the Titans because sometimes it miss. Yep. And that's exactly what I do. And when I do it, it hits. Yeah. So I was like, I better not try no more today. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, good job on the discipline. You got it.
Yes. Yes.
Proud of you.
Y'all have a good. Yeah, thank you. Y'all have a good one now.
All right. See you later.
All right.
Okay, on the one account, I told you I was just kind of messing around.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 50K account. So since I just mentioned that, I just passed that. I made like $1,800 in like 10 minutes.
Oh, nice.
I was trading one full contract at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, took a bunch of sell trades. And like I said, I was literally like had the mindset, if I lose the account, I lose it. And because I think it was the old account and I had canceled the subscription, like if the subscription canceled, I'm going to lose out.
Right.
I figured I might as well just try to trade it. And now I can pay that one-time fee and it will be a full PA account.
Right. Yeah. Shoot.
I kind of like the 25K accounts more, but I mean, it's a 50K account, but it's passed, so that's fine.
Right. Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, congratulations on your account.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it's funny what you can do when there's just totally no pressure. And I'm just thinking, why can't I do that on my regular PA accounts? But like, it is quite I'm doing like really over leverage for what the account is.
And that's the thing. See, that's why I try to tell people is that, like you said, why can't I do it? It has nothing to do with physical limitations. It's just all in the mental. You know what I mean? That it really is. It's just all in the mental. When you are trading those real accounts and you're on the performance accounts, right? Obviously, when you're on the evaluation accounts, there's no pressure. It's easy. Now, again, if you are, just always think about like what you're doing and if it's duplicatable. You know what I mean? So like if you realize, hey, I'm really good at being an aggressive trader. I'm like I passed the evaluation account. I was aggressive with it and I was able to, get in, get out, get it done. Boom, boom, boom. If you notice that you're doing good like that, but then you change when you get to your PA account, right? Boom, all of a sudden you're on your PA and you're like, okay, it's the real deal, back to normal trading, as you guys said, right? But then you can't seem to pass your PA account. Just give it a shot one time. Just do exactly what you did during the evaluation and then do the exact same thing in the performance account, right? You're going to know very quickly if it works or not. And most likely what's going to happen is, see, this is what I see happen on a very consistent basis with people, is that they know they're fairly good at trading, right? They're fairly good at trading. They win trades, they lose trades. When they're aggressive, they pass the evaluation, which feels like progress because they're like, hey, I'm making progress. I actually passed the evaluation. And so you're thinking, okay, good, this is progress. And but then when you start to trade on the actual performance account, you're trading it longer, right? And what ends up happening is you end up hitting your trailing drawdown before you reach the payout buffer, and that's because you're over leveraged. So basically your size is too large and your edge doesn't have time to play out. You lose the account because of the rules before your edge can play out. And so, it's just a clear indication that your size is too big. And so you have to go down in size, and you just have to, you kind of just be okay with it. Be okay with taking a little bit more time. So I don't know.
Right there, you just said it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's not just you though. I'm telling you, I've reviewed a lot of accounts. I've seen the same pattern over and over again. That's why I know that that's what the problem is. Like I know it's not the strategy. I know that the strategy works. That's all fine. Everything's fine with that. It's it's just if your size is too big.
Well,
go ahead.
I traded the same way I normally do. It's just that I literally took 10 times the size of the trade.
Right.
And I said to myself, I'm okay if I fail it. Like, that's okay. But it just happened to work out. Now I know that is not sustainable.
Right.
I could not keep doing that. If I did that on a PA account, it would probably blow. Well, I mean, I would hit my, I would, if I have my target set to 500 daily loss, I would probably hit it every other day.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, the best thing honestly is to just have that plan. Like if you can manage this, okay, the evaluations, they're cheap. Do what you want to do on them, right? Do what you want to do on them. Get the things passed, however, pass them by all means, right? YOLO them, do whatever you want. It's just a little bit of money. But yeah, once you get that performance account, you've got to just lock in, because the whole luck part of the over leveraging, it doesn't work. And it's the worst thing when somebody starts out and they start out and they're over leveraging and they do good. That they have like if somebody would have started yesterday and they just took every single Titan and they were risking $300 a trade. I mean, they're already planning vacations and yachts, and they're like, my life is officially changed, the holy grail, but that was one day. And and so that sucks, because you're like, yep, this is working, I have my plan, you get all excited, and then you try it again, and you see the strategy is still working. You're going to have winners and losers, but what happens is when you're over leveraged is, especially with these Apex accounts, you run out of drawdown before, it's crazy. You have $50,000, but you really only have 3,000 to play with, and so it's crazy, because if you had more drawdown, if you just had a little bit more drawdown to work with, which I don't know why they won't give us a little more drawdown. If they'd give it, well, because then people would be passing and getting payouts is really what it comes down to. That it would disrupt their business model. But just if we just had a little bit more drawdown, a lot of people would be making a lot more money.
I think that is their number one thing, is the trailing drawdown.
Yeah.
Now there are a lot of prop firms that have only the end of day drawdown, which seems pretty attractive, but I know they cost a lot more.
Right. Yeah, I was just looking at I think it was Tradeify or something like that. Because I've got some plans. I'm gonna farm these prop firms, and I was looking at, I think I seen an ad or something like that, and it said straight to funded, straight to live, and for $300, you could get a straight to live 50K account through Tradeify, and they have daily payouts. So it's just you pay for it, and you need to just kind of think about it like, if you know your strategy works and you have some confidence and you're just getting screwed up on the whole evaluation part because you're trying to fly through that, or you're trying to hurry up and get to the fun part of making the payouts, it may be cheaper for you to just get a Tradeify account for $300. They have Tradeovate, and so nothing really changes. So, it might be a better option to just go spend the $300, get the real live 50K account, and then hold on, let me look at this trade. Okay. So yeah, so then and then trade that, because think about, you end up spending over $300 on evaluations and failed evaluation and failed performance accounts. If you've been failing those evaluations performance accounts for 3 months, and that it's because you're going too big on side, that you're self-sabotaging because you're trying to hurry up and get to the payout part. If you know that about yourself, you might be better off to just go spend 300, get straight to funded, and go make a little money and just pull some money out, just to quench that thirst, just go make $500 and pull it out, for God's sakes, and that way you can say, all right, I've made a withdrawal. Now I can be a normal trader.
Instead of fast is slow and slow is fast, this one would be spending more is less and less is more.
Right. So yeah, you spend more up front, but then you can diligently go in and say, all right, I don't have to get anywhere. Everything I do is in my pocket, which is what you're doing with Apex, but it's something about this evaluation and safety threshold that got people messed up. It just got them messed up where they can't. It's like a mental barrier, it's like a mental barrier. Once I can ever get past this, same thing. It really reminds me, it's the craziest thing. It reminds me of the demo traders back with Forex. Like, you had people that would trade demo accounts and they would kill it on a demo, always constantly kill it on a demo. But as soon as they'd go to a live account, they'd lose all their money. Within 30 days, 60 days, they'd lose their money. They could perform great on a demo, but they could not trade a live account for the life of them. And that was when I was like, that was when it became very, very clear to me. I'm like, wow, like, it's so true about the psychology part of trading, especially if you're starting with a small amount of money. If you already have a ton of capital, I think it's so much easier to get started trading, because you're focused on, from the very beginning, you're focused on not losing money instead of making money. And so, when I started trading, I always looked at trading as a way to generate some extra income, not income replacement. There was nothing like that at all. That was not my idea. I did not, anybody could use some extra income, but I already had a full-time income doing what I was doing. And so I wasn't trying to replace my income. I was just trying to add to it. And so, the way I approached trading when I started was way different versus somebody that has $1,000 or $10,000, and they start out and they're saying, all right, I have $10,000. and I need to make $10,000 a month to live, and they're trying to make 10,000 off of that 10,000, or even make 1,000 off of $1,000 every single month. That's 100% return. Of course, you're going to have a lot of trouble there.
Hey, Pervian dude, I saw your results. That's great. Are you trading one micro or are you trading one full contract?
So I guess one micro, which is NQ, right?
No, micro is MNQ.
So I've kind of been like dabbling in between the two, but I think I'm gonna just stick to MNQ because I'm on a 25 account, and it just leaves me a little more room for stop
Oh
loss
yeah.
versus
If
NQ.
you're trading
I've been
one
dabbling with
full
both.
contract on just NQ, wow, those swings, like before you know it, you're down $200.
Exactly.
No, I just wondering because like your biggest trade was $475. I was like, that's a pretty big trade for one micro. So I think that must have been a full contract on NQ. But either way, that's a good job.
I'm still trying to work on this thing right now. Where I've got it switching from when it turns green to red. I'm building it here first, then I'm gonna move it over to the chart, but let's see what that looks like if we use that as the stop loss as it switched. I think if I make the line small enough, it could be kind of cool. It might be a great way to look for trades and have a invalidation point, right? Like I'm looking for buys as long as we stay above this line. As long as that line holds up, I look for buys. If it switches, then that would also switch. These are getting pretty small, aren't they? They look small to me. Oh no, maybe not. 18 points. Let's see if I can fix that first. Oh, I do not like this.
I'm done for the day. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Did you win?
Oh yeah. I mean, I passed that one eval. I'm up like only $100 on the other ones, but that's okay.
All right. Well, congratulations. Good job. We'll see you tomorrow.
I'm off now, Ken. Good day for me. On a 58K account, I'm up $780. So I'm grateful, happy.
Oh, very nice. That's great progress on a 50K account.
Mm-hmm.
Very
So
good.
see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thank
Have
you.
a good day.
Tomorrow. You as well. Thanks. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Nice. Mia, I see inside a chat said that last Titan got you past your goal. Happy to hear that. Yes. How's everyone else doing? You guys need anything?
No.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. I can't talk at the moment, but I'm just gonna type in chat. But yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah, you just came out of nowhere. No. All right. I'll look at chat. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So yeah, we did go to 25,000 as predicted. Here's my results. Don't tell anyone. But yeah, here's one account right, or well, I should say one set of accounts right there. Here's another set right there. Two totally different trading times. I traded one, then I traded another one. I did something I probably shouldn't have done. I did go I set my max profit, right? So I had this account set at 500, and I had I had one of them at 500 and one of them I think at 500 or at something else. Either way, I turned it off on both. So I hit my max profit goal for the day, and then it was just too easy. So I did something that I probably shouldn't, that I definitely shouldn't have done, because I'm trying to lead by example here, and I turned my setting off so I could continue trading, and I did make more money. It did work this time, but I'm not going to do it again. I'm gonna stick to it. If I ask you guys to set those goals and stick to it, I'll try to do the same thing with you, at least temporarily. See, we're on different trading levels, but and we're at different places with our accounts, right? Some people are on evaluation, some people are copy lots of accounts, some people are on performance accounts, things like that. So it's a little bit different based on where you are, right? And your trade plan, how you're going to take your trades, but from what I'm seeing, a lot of people they start out good, and then they let a green day turn to a red day, and easiest way to stop yourself from doing that is just go in and set the max daily profit, and then don't change it. Don't change it like I did, because you could lose.
That's what I've done before.
Mm-hmm. It's too easy. At least just get some consistency in there, where you stop. A lot of people, they can make some money, but actually keeping it is a whole nother story.
For sure.
Yeah. This is not quite working. Aha, I've got it a little bit working, this quantum trend. So you can see here, this is where the stop loss would go. I still got some stuff I'm working on here, but I'm making some progress here. So that's kind of exciting. That would be a huge setup, but this, if I've got this coded right, the stop loss should start to update on each candle hereafter. So you'd buy there, stop would go on this green line, and get rid of that. All right, let's see if it updates. 3, 2, 1 should update right here. Wait. 987. Okay, I don't got it totally dialed in yet, apparently. Right, and there it goes. Yeah, so it is moving. It's moving up. But I gotta fix something. But that's gonna be cool. I'm gonna make it where it. I'm gonna make it where you could see the previous ones too.
I see what you're going for, and I like it.
Yeah, so like how this line is here, it's because of this low right here. It's actually using that low, and I'm going to shift it back one candle to the last closed candle. So realistically, it should actually still be at this candle right here. That's where it should be right now, but I'm gonna update that. But what's gonna end up happening is it's gonna, anytime that they're green like this, you're gonna see a little line that's gonna kind of be like following it like this.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then whenever it goes red, so it would be like this, and then if it goes red, then the line would start extending from the top, and it's gonna go like this. So what should end up happening is it should have kind of like that, and then boom, at some point it'll change, and then again it will be below the green candle. So once I'm finished with this, it should be kind of like a trailing stop loss type of thing. That's what I'm going for. Now I'm testing this in a sideways market, so I don't know, it's hard to know how it would work until I can see both of those lines there. But yeah, that's going to be pretty cool because in areas like this where price just sprints one way, or especially areas like this right here, I could see a lot of opportunity where you'll know exactly if you decide that you're going to sell anywhere in here when it's free falling, you're going to know exactly where your stop loss should be. And if and then also you're going to know exactly when that stop loss should be moved. And in this case, it would have been, all the way down here. But you would have already gotten stopped out because the stop loss ultimately would have been moved. The stop loss would have followed and trailed this all the way down to this last red update, which means that it would have been above this candle here at 92. So that would have actually been right here. That would have been, I think, the last update right there. So you would have been able to catch the whole move from here all the way down to this part, and you would have gotten stopped out right here. So I'll keep working on it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna head out to breakfast. It's been a good day. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Did you do good? Good with
I
your
did good
trades? I seen
today.
that you hit your goal. So was that your profit goal, or did you pass something?
So it was just a profit goal. I bought a couple of Apex accounts in the last couple of days. Blue one. Doing weird stuff. And then I got back on track yesterday after all that. So second day on the other one.
Sticking to the plan. And you said that trading the Titan got you to your profit goal today.
Yes, it did good.
Look at that. You stick to the plan. It paid off.
See what happens?
Yeah. Let's do the same thing tomorrow. All right. I'll be here.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Talk to you later. I'm here, you guys. I'm just working on something. So if you need something, just let me know.
What is price one right now? Is Clyde in here? No, he's not in here.
What are you looking for?
I was looking for Clyde. I wanted to ask him how his birthday was yesterday.
Oh yeah. He popped in for a little bit. I don't know when where he went.
I always like to go back to your videos that are in the back office. It always reminds me of like stuff that I guess forget, because some people may focus on like indicators and on other strategies, but just like the small simple things. It's always nice to refresh and remember. It's like, oh, I ignored this because my strategy was so and so, and I just kind of like ignored that,
Right.
because I
Oh
was so
yeah.
focused on trading one way. When you gotta remember like the key simple things that make market structure and just
Right.
patterns, and I like
Yeah.
going back every now and then.
Yeah, and just reviewing, refreshing.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there, and the other thing too is that my strategy has stayed the same for the most part. I mean, like everything I ever create kind of revolves around that same type of pattern that the Titan is, right? Where it's like, a continuation where prices are making higher highs or higher lows. Like it's, prices are continuing, right? And so it helps you go back and look at that because there's a lot of different ways to anticipate that type of price action. And then also once you realize that that's what the chart is always doing, even candle to candle, it's going like this. That's how price moves all the time, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then you just need to line up a few things that put you in a position to, enter the market in this area, right? Or in this area, or something like that, right? Or even as it's breaking a high and, continuing. So there's so many different ways that you can anticipate something like that instead of just always reacting to the market. There's like right now we could see what the market's doing. We know what it's been doing. We can see that we're consolidating. Easiest thing that you could do right now is highlight the wicks on the outside. Just very, very simple like this. And when price comes to these areas, just watch it and wait and see if, if price goes like this, and it this is a bearish candle that came down into here, and then it bounces, and then the next candle is pulling back. Even though you're looking at a green candle and then you're just looking at a red candle, understand that it's pulling back. So if you were thinking about buying and you were thinking that this low was going to hold, just know that the lower it goes, the lower your risk. So you're in control of how much you want to risk on that trade. So some people, they might buy right here. Boom, a bullish candle closed. They're at max risk if they put their stop right here. Some people might wait for it to pull back, like me. I like to wait for it to pull back. I analyze volume in here. If I can find a low risk setup here, and this is invalidation, this is my lowest risk, and then I think that prices are going to go up, and it just simply looks like this. I mean, if you're going to have a stop below the low, and you're going to target anything anywhere up there, you could enter here with that much risk, or you can enter here with that much risk. That's the one and only thing you can control in trading is how much you're going to risk. And so, so it's up to you to actually wait for the low risk setups. You can see 1,000 setups in a day, not every, and all from the same system, the same entry criteria, right? Everything 1, 2, 3 happens, and boom, the setup is there. But some setups are going to have more risk and some are going to have less risk. That's your job as a trader.
Yeah. So one of the biggest, am I even on mute? One of the biggest things, and I know it's something like so simple too. One of the biggest things that I literally think about during every trade, and something I think I'll never forget, is the fact that you're able to control how much you lose.
Yeah.
I always remind myself that. I was like, that's such a simple, but like such an important thing to really know.
Well, that's the thing. See, everybody, what they do is they look at losing as failure and they look at winning as success. And so they want to have success. So they try to avoid failure, which means they try to avoid losses. And they do that by changing their strategy. They change their strategy. They move their stop loss. They remove their stop loss. They try to avoid losing, but losing is inevitable in trading. And so instead of trying to avoid it, if you'll just actually tackle it and make that potential weakness be a strength, obviously you don't want to be a good loser, right? We don't want to be just loser traders. But we want to be able to,
Yeah.
we want to be good at losing. I know it sounds weird to say it out loud or hear it, but you just want to, just like you might be good at looking for winning trades, you also need to be good at identifying, low risk trades, because you could always lose a trade. Like, you might look at a trade and say, wow, that one really looks like it could win. But you also have to kind of change your mind and say, when you're looking at trades, like, oh, wow, if I take that trade, it's a super low risk trade. The loss is very small. And that's how I analyze the market. When I'm looking at something, I don't know if it's going to go up. I don't know if it's always going to go to my profit target. But what I do know is that it's guaranteed that I could lose that much. If I enter here, I'll get out here. So I actually scan the market looking at I told you before, I'm kind of looking for the smallest loser. I'm not looking for the next big winner. I'm always looking for the smallest loser. And I just try to take those trades, because that way, if I lose them, then it was a small loser. If I win them, then it was a winner. That's what I was going to get. I was either going to get a winner or a loser. I was going to get either a winner or a loser. But if I intentionally hunt for only the smallest losers, then when I do lose, they're small. And you'll see that reflected on my statement, because my losses are typically pretty small, and especially if I've already lost a trade, then I go super low risk mode, where my next trade, I'm definitely going to be losing less.
If you look for losers, or essentially, if you're looking for low risk trades like that, where like you can calculate, okay, if it goes in my stop loss, I'll only lose this. Is that when you would make your target ratios like a 1-to-1, 1-to-2, or like a 0.5-to-1? Where like you're okay with finding, right? I think I'm trying to make sense of what I'm trying to say.
So like, this is what I do, is when I'm looking at a trade, like if I see that price is coming down here, right? If I see prices coming down here, like we were talking about earlier, then I want to buy. Let's say I want to buy, right? And so first of all, anytime you're going to be buying or selling, especially if the Titan does all of this for you. Everything is there. You have an invalidation point. Everything is already done. So if you're just doing Titan trades, you could just take a Titan trade. But the same applies. Like, look, if you're going to take this Titan trade right here, let's see. Can I reverse this really easily? That's weird. I could have swore there was a reverse button on here. Reverse. Okay, so that took long enough. So look, if this is your stop loss and this is your TP on your Titan right here, right, then you could always enter, right? You know how this works, that this Titan trade right here, this sell, it would have appeared when this candle closed. So this candle closed and price was all the way up here. And you're thinking, okay, do I want to sell this? Right. And so let's say price comes down and it touches the entry. It touches the entry, and just for a second, pretend that you can't see everything that happened after that. Like right here, right? What's happening right now? I could enter right now at full risk, right? Or now you see 50% of the risk is cut off. You see what I'm saying? So like literally, this is a perfect example live, where if I enter now, look at how low my risk is. I'm trying to drag these out, but see, look, I could have entered here with full risk, or I could enter right here with lower risk. You see, like this is what I'd rather do right here. And so look for lower risk setups, so that, see, if I would have taken it here, I only would have lost a couple points, right? We would have already taken the trade, but I chose to go low risk, right? I'll use the same contract size. If I would have used one contract size and entered here and the stop was hit, I'd lose $333. Right now, if I entered here, which is about 50% of the way between the stop loss and the entry, then I'm going to lose about, $160. I've decreased my risk by 50%. just by doing that, just by entering later. Now, we were talking about buying here, right? So if we got a Titan setup, if we would have gotten if we get a Titan setup, like, hold on, it might happen again right in front of us. Just give this candle a second. If it closes red, then we're gonna get the Titan setup. Okay, there we go. So now here we got another example right here. And this one's a lot better because it's in line. So we could enter right on time, and we could target just like this. Boom, it's a 1-to-1. So now what we do is we need to wait for price to actually hit that level. And then once it hits that level, instead of actually taking the trade, that's where we observe, right? Instead of just taking it, there was no red zone opportunity on this one, all right? It just shot straight to TP. So, but the idea is that if it would have touched the entry, it doesn't always fly straight to TP like that. Sometimes it will pull back, and that's your opportunity right there. That's your opportunity to get in with lower risk. So hopefully that makes sense.
What's the name of this called? We had a name for this.
Red zone trading.
Yeah, red zone trading. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to bookmark this, but
Yeah.
if you've got it's already, we just need to go back in the thing and watch it again. What would, if you're looking for this in the back office, where would you find it?
I don't know if I have, let me see. I might have some videos on it. Red zone is something that we've kind of just, like, we all kind of know about it, you know what I mean? But it's not like something that because it's not like it can be applied to any strategy, you know what I mean? So I haven't made an actual dedicated video to it, but it can really be any strategy that has an entry point and a clearly defined stop loss point. You can enter here, right? Like you were going to, or you could enter in here and that's why we call it in the red zone, because you see that's the red zone. So, you could really apply that to any strategy that has a clearly defined entry point and stop loss point. You just make the decision. It would be like this, like you see a trade and you're like, oh, that trade already hit entry. I would already be in that trade, and you happen to see it and it's in here, and it's giving you an opportunity to enter that trade at a discounted price, essentially, right? Or at a lower risk entry. You could still copy the same contract size, but if you enter here and it goes down and hits the stop loss, then you're going to lose less money than if you would have entered at the original. So here's another one. It's setting up right here. See, anything below this entry, we're getting at a discount, right? At a lower risk right now. So this could be happening right as we speak. This is our TP. If I bought here, I'm risking less, right? Anywhere in here. And see, that's why I've done this for a long time. So that little dot right there, that's the midpoint of the candle, right? The 50% point of the candle. So on a lot of like TV blast strategies, that means I could reduce the risk by 50% by trading at the midpoint of the candle. So, most of these I'll find in this situation right here, and boom, I'm like, oh, hey, 50% off, I'll take it, and bam. Now, if you entered at 50%, which is here, then if you were originally targeting TP, just the partial TP, you entering here and trading to here is the same amount of profit. You could actually get out of the trade and be completely done with it, or you could hold it to your original TP that you planned on hitting anyways, and you'll get double the profit. So it's just all in all, it can be applied to any strategy, and it's just a great tool to have, in your pocket.
It's like the most used. Yeah, that's like the most used tool, because it's like you said, it's every trade you can use this, because they don't always have the ability to jump in exactly, because sometimes it's fast and you're like, oh, like you said, discount, I'll take it.
Right. Yeah, and see, look at it. So you see how it went back up and hit the entry. Just remember that if you originally entered at the original entry and you were going to scalp it at the TP, like what we do with Titan a lot, then you were going to get 10 points. That's how much you were going to get, was 10 points. But you had a 20-point stop. Now, if you instead entered 50%, what was this? This was originally 21. So if you entered at, let's say 10.5 and targeted this, you see, you're still getting the 10 points that you were originally going to get here. But you see, instead, you entered here and you traded here. You didn't even have to let price go up to there. So, you know, it's just like, it's like you just shifted the entire setup down and said, okay, instead of, you know, trading up here, I'm just going to trade right here because I would have already been in right here. The fact that it has pulled back and we know that most of these win and don't hit stop loss, me being able to trade in this area here and just target the original entry as my TP is very, very probable. You take a strategy that already has like an 80% win rate, 75, 80, 85, you know, depending on the week. You take a strategy that already has a great winning rate on a scalp like that and increase it just by doing that. And then if you do end up holding them, if you got it in you, I mean, you already see that what that turns, you know, a TP1 that goes from being a 1-to-1 to a 1-to-3 type of risk to reward.
The correct contract for this is the H6, right?
Yes.
Gotcha. That's why, because I guess I was in the old one and it wouldn't let me enter with this Titan. I was like, no.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's too late. All good.
Look at that. Well,
we'll get them next time.
They'll continue to come out around the clock. That's for sure. All right.
Titan's cool, man. Yeah. Super cool.
Yeah. All right, I'm making good progress here. Let's see. That needs to shift over. So. Oh yeah, no, that's good. So sell, and then boom, you'd have sold right here. 124, 22. Oh, one tick above it. Oh, it's a nice little win. We actually had 2 in a row right here. I don't know if you saw that happening, but it was 2 wins back to back. Boom, boom. I'm gonna hop off of here though, you guys. I'm done trading. I'm just working on stuff now. I don't even know why I'm still streaming, but but yeah, so I am done. I got my results somewhere. Here we go. I got my results kind of spread out throughout the day, but yeah, here we are. So you could add it all up. There's 20 accounts in total. Well, there's 20 accounts here, 20 accounts there. So you could do the math. Hopefully that serves as strictly motivation and inspiration, that if you will stick to the plan, don't overtrade, don't over leverage. I did most of this risking $200 to, you know, $250 per trade for the most part until buffers were in place. Then I've bumped it up to 500. So 500 per trade. And I've just been doing that for the last few weeks. So and for those of you that have been following along for long enough, you saw the change. I went from average, I was risking 200 to, I was basically risking like $200 to $300 per trade. And every day when I'd share my results, I was normally $300 to $500 profit for the day. And then as soon as I switched to where I will allow up to 500 risk per trade, and this is strictly because I have a big enough buffer on my account. No more, I don't have to worry about the trailing drawdown anymore because I have a buffer on top of my safety net. So that's a distant thought, memory almost. And so now that I've bumped it up to 500, which I will continue to scale, y'all just wait till I'm able to risk up to $1,000 per trade. That's going to unlock a whole new set of trading opportunities because I'll actually be able to swing some of these bigger moves where we might think that prices are going to turn around and drop. And instead of having to surgically get in at these highs in order to get low risk, I could actually sell them. I could actually trade this whole zone as an example, right? I could actually trade you see how this zone is drawn automatically by the indicator. And so when price retested it currently with my current risk, I don't have enough of a buffer to trade the whole zone. So I have to be a little bit more precise with my entries. But once I get up to where I could risk about $1,000 per trade without sweating, I'll trade these whole zones. And look at how it retested. Bam, could have held on. That could have been an easy $1,000. Retest again, give me another 1,000. Another one, give me another 1,000. So yeah, it's gonna get real. But yeah, I'm out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Lots of news tomorrow. Anyone still watching? We have lots of news. We have 3 interest rate decisions tomorrow. Euro, GBP, and DXY. Although those are not the dollar is built up of a basket of different currencies. JPY is a known safe haven. They have an interest rate tomorrow. Interest rates due to change. It's going to cause a shift in money because of the safe haven aspect, the risk on, risk off aspect of it. And then also the big one is the difference between the interest rate differential between the dollar and JPY. Look up the carry trade. You could find lots of information about it. So if something's happening with JPY, that's going to affect risk sentiment and inadvertently the dollar, because the dollar is also considered a safe haven and there's this whole carry trade unwind, then we would expect some volatility out of the dollar. And there's a known correlation between the dollar and NASDAQ, which says that, if the dollar's going up, NASDAQ's normally going down, vice versa. So it'd probably be a good idea to do a bit of research and say, okay, an interest rate increasing or decreasing, what does that do to yen, right? Does that make it go up? Does that make it go down, right? Rates going down make a currency go. So basically, if a rate is lowered or unchanged, it's kind of a muted or bearish reaction, right? And so if they go up, it's the opposite. So that now if it's a safe haven, right, money flows out of that. The dollar could be supported, or if things change the other way, then the dollar's going to go down as well. So you have the dollar going down, you got NASDAQ going up. So there's some ideas to glean from it, but you're not going to be able to take advantage of it unless you actually do some research and be prepared. But we'll look at it tomorrow morning. That is due in the afternoon. So by the time we start trading tomorrow morning, the interest rate for the euro and for the GBP, that will have already taken place. So we'll be dealing with the aftermath. We'll see what that looks like. And then in the afternoon is the whole yen situation. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be looking for any type of pricing in leading up to the event. So I don't know if it'll provide early morning opportunities, but around 12 o'clock around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time would be a good time to start looking. And then, of course, power hour may be really volatile or set for pricing in, because that's kind of the last bit of volume that hits the market before it resets. So we'll see. You guys keep your money in your accounts. Talk to you tomorrow.
Have a good one, man. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.